Welcome back, everyone. Let's get into the program. We're going to be talking about the Tuesday, September 17th Major League Baseball betting slate. All right, we're going to get into each and every game and go over 5 best bets that I'll have for you guys right here at the end of this video. So if you are new to the channel, awesome, welcome. Make sure you all subscribe right down below. And please do not forget to follow me on X and jump on over to the Discord, where there will be links down below in the description. Okay, but if you are looking for kind of an angle today, there is going to be a common theme that I do like. This time of year, we kind of get that white flag syndrome, but I'm going to be seeing some runs. I like a lot of runs in this game, in these games, so we're going to break it down, and I'll give you guys kind of where I'm at within those totals. We have a smaller slate, but that's okay. Sometimes that's a good way to get down into it. And personally, I think I like a smaller slate better than a full 15-game card. So this is what we have in the first game. Let's start it off. Let's get it going. We have Blake Snell and the Giants coming into Baltimore, going against Albert Suarez. Now, what we've noticed with the Orioles is if you start to see some of these races start tightening up, and who's going to win the pennant, so on and so forth. Okay, they have to win. They have to win, plain and simple, okay? And I think the Giants, what they're going to be doing with Blake Snell, I think this is a game where you just want to get the Baltimore Orioles out of the first half of the game, and then the Giants bullpen comes in, and hopefully we get a little low-scoring game. I just think that at value at plus 100 at home, give me the Orioles, okay? That's where I'm at. I think that Camden, they can do a little better than if they were out at Oracle Park, so I think this is something where, yeah, it might be low scoring. Yeah, Albert Suarez might pitch well, but I still think that we could still scratch a few across with Baltimore. This is a must-win spot for the Baltimore Orioles. So I don't really care who's pitching, and I think that Blake Snell on the bump for the Giants gives us a little bit of value where we could get plus money for Baltimore at home. Okay. And that's kind of where I'm at. Also, in a lower scoring game, if you do want to add in a little minus 161, it's a lot of juice, but you do get that one-run cushion for the Orioles if you like that as well. Okay. And then next, we are going to get into another play. This is where we have the Dodgers and the Marlins. That's where we do have Bobby Miller and Darren McCann. Okay, and if that's how you pronounce it, fantastic. All right, but this is where both of these pitchers, Bobby Miller has had a little bit of a better, return to form as of recent, but still nothing where he's, going back to where you were talking about him winning the Cy Young and so on and so forth. I mean, he has an 8 ERA. He's given up 6-7 runs in his last 2 starts, okay, but he is giving you at least 5+ innings. I guess that's where I'm getting at. Historically, as we started off the year, he was struggling sometimes to make it out of the first or second inning. So we have at least gotten like almost 5 innings out of every start, and he just kind of has to do better. All right, he has the ability. It's something where you're getting the strikeouts, you're getting kind of all that at times, but you're just consistently giving up home runs, giving up runs, and also it's also an issue when you're putting batting averages hovering around 300 or so. So for that reason in itself, Miami's a scrappy bunch at home, and they don't have a good pitcher going for them as well. So this led me to basically taking the over 9 in the Dodgers Marlins game. It is juiced up to 9.5. You can get plus money at 9.5, but give me that 9. So in case we get a 4-4 extra innings, we end up winning 5-4. We still get a little insurance on that regard. All right, Braves and Reds. This is something where if you look into this game and you talk about the Reds and kind of how they've kind of faltered as of recent, look at their I guess you would call it their last 10 games. They're just struggling to score runs, okay? And you can see some weird outliers where they do put up a 10 burger or something, but for me and for my money, this is a Braves spot. It's something where I think that the Braves need to win this game, 81-69 on the season, and the Reds, for all intents and purposes, are pretty much kaput. So if I was going to bet this game, it would be on the form of the Braves money line. It's just kind of a weird spot where you get a weird matchup with Grant Holmes, and it's just something where it just doesn't resonate with me. It's something I'd like to bet. So I'm going to stay away from this one, especially with the Braves going on the road. It's getting kind of chillier, so you get out of that humidity, ball flies differently, and just not looking to back or bet against the Reds, even though that they're, in my opinion, failing to score runs. Something else about this matchup, okay? I think that you look at this and off a day of rest, that's something where you can talk about both of these teams having kind of an advantage, but it's not enough for me to bet it. It's almost 55%, but we like to get those numbers up to 60 if that's going to be an angle I'm going to shoot. So staying away from Braves Reds is moral of the story. Okay, good nrfi candidate though if you do want to get involved. All right, and then the Twins Cleveland Indians. Gavin Williams hosting Zebby Matthews with the Twins. This is a Guardian spot, whatever you want to call them. Minus 119. Kind of shocked. This is also a game where I'd look towards the over, but I do like the Guardians in this spot. They need to win baseball games just to kind of keep their momentum going. They thought they were all but out of the playoffs, and then since that moment in time, they've been on an absolute tear, resurging ahead of the Royals and the Twins and maintaining that top spot in the AL Central. So looking forward to watching them in postseason play, knock on wood. But that's something where I think that the Twins, they've kind of just shot themselves in the foot. They're playing horrible baseball right now, and they can't get out of their own way. Guardians at home, this is a money line bet for me. Almost made my card. I just think that there's better edges out there playing the totals in tonight's games, okay? Red Sox and the Rays. No play for me with Nick Pivetta and Shane Baz. This is a weird kind of game where I do think we see runs in, but I'm not going to bet it. Nationals and Mets, we do have Mitchell Parker and Tyler McGill. This is a good no-run first inning game if you guys were going to bet one. It's just how I want to look at it. And also, if you're going to kind of take the Nationals with any pitcher going, Mitchell Parker is that pitcher. But for me, it's a Mets or no-run first inning play for me. I don't want to lay the $1.54, so no official play. Okay, and then let's get into the Phillies within the Brewers. We have Zach Wheeler going against Frankie Montas. Now, Frankie Montas kind of stung me the last time out, and Zach Wheeler, he's really had a great second half of his season. Tonight, he eclipses 200 strikeouts, so that's a great milestone in any pitcher's career, staying healthy throughout the course of the season. Okay, but we look at this number right now, and you can see kind of what we're looking at. We have a minus 127 for the Phillies. That's very tempting, okay? That's very tempting. I don't like how the total is set at 7. It makes me not want to take the run line. I usually do, but I think that the Phillies in the spot definitely is the side to be on, but I don't really like backing Zach Wheeler a lot. He has some weird way he just gives up runs. And then within these run line bets that we're going to be making here late in the season, and shout out to you guys for still watching. A lot of people I've noticed have just shifted from Major League Baseball into the NFL and college football season, so I can pick up on that. And then there are some people that just pop in and just kind of fast forward to the end because I can see that on my analytics tab as well. But anyways, this is something where I look into Philadelphia in the spot. This total is set at 7.5. I'm sorry, it's set at 7. And for my money, I wouldn't mind going over that total. It's something I do think we get a little better of a, we had 8 runs in the game last night, and then the day before we had a 2-1 ball game. But for my money, this one would not shock me if we did get some offensive firepower. But if the Phillies were at home in this spot, it'd be a little bit more tempting. I just don't like taking the Phillies. Off a loss, it makes sense, but I just don't know. I just don't like taking them at this spot with this much money on the road. So that's why it's a no play for me. All right. And then Kansas City, Detroit. I think Kansas City lost last night. That kind of killed one of our bets. I think Kansas City held on. Forgive me for not being able to remember this. I do this all kind of at times from memory. So I'm going to scroll back. We did take the Royals yesterday, and yes, they ended up losing 7-6 to the Tigers, and then because I got them confused with Arizona because Colorado came back on Arizona late, but we did hit the 2-leg parlay, so it was kind of a salvageable day, and then obviously did really well in the NFL. So at the end of the day, could have been better with one of the stupid parlay legs that I had, but within Monday Night Football, love those kind of boost little propositions. But anyways, back into baseball. This is a great spot. Okay, we saw this yesterday with Seth Lugo losing, and I think we get the Royals again on the road. They got to win this game. They got to win this game, plain and simple. $1.57 against the Tigers. You get Casey Mize going against Cole Reagans. It's a plus matchup for Kansas City, especially in a spot where 82 and 69, they need a win if they want to kind of hold serve anymore as we get deeper into the season. So this is Royals or nothing for me, but no play. Okay. And then Cubs and Mitch Spence for the Athletics going against Jordan Wicks for the Cubbies. 7:40 first pitch. This is one where I could look into a no-run first inning bet as well. Just kind of think this is going to be a weird, slow starting game. This is the only way I would bet it. I'm not going to bet against the Athletics at $1.49, so no play for me with that one. Pittsburgh and St. Louis. We got Lance Lynn going against Bailey Falter. Lance Lynn's kind of had some numbers as of recent, but it's not enough for me to get involved. Minus 28 for the Cardinals. These teams are coin flips. If anybody wants to predict basically who's not hungover and who's feeling good and who's swinging a hot bat as we get in this is just, you want to almost bet in these games the players that have, or the teams that have the most young players and AAA players that get called up, and who wants to really make a resume builder to close out the year, because I think a lot of these guys really start waving the white flag. And this is one of those games where I think you see it. Cardinals at home kind of lends me towards taking the Pirates in this spot, but it's just, why would you do that? There's just so many better bets out there. But Pirates at plus 126 is definitely appealing. Okay. Nathan Eovaldi, Rangers, Blue Jays. This is a spot where I do lend towards taking the Rangers, minus 125 at home, Rangers at home. This is a bet I actually really like. I just don't know who's pitching for the Blue Jays, so I can't quite frankly make that play yet. But if I did have to give you guys two strong plays outside of the ones of my best bets, it would be 100%. It would be the Rangers and the Cleveland Indians on the money line. Okay. Then the Diamondbacks and Rockies, right? Kind of have a system that I play. Anytime the total is set at a basically juiced up 11.5, doesn't get there on its own. All right, so I do like the over in this spot, over in Arizona and Colorado. Ryan Feltner going against Jordan Montgomery. Should see some fireworks. I think that Arizona lights up Coors Field. They need to win this game, and I think Colorado's going to get at least 4 or 5. So for Arizona to win, we need at least 6 plus runs. So Arizona team total over is a good bet. But I do think that probably the better bet would be taking Arizona over the team total. I think that Colorado is going to be able to hit the ball as well. So I'm fine taking the over. The over 11, a juiced up 11. That's where I'm going to be at for the Diamondbacks Colorado game. All right. No play for the White Sox Angels. I told you guys we're not talking about that. We're not talking about White Sox games when they're playing crappy opponents. Just like I said, there's better bets to make out there in the market. And then the final 2 games on the card, which we will have an official play in both of these. This is where we're going to get into the Houston Astros and San Diego Padres. We have Hunter Brown going against Michael King. Now, Michael King last time out did not have the best outing, and we're going to go into the over market for this one. 6.5 is set at minus 162. I don't like that, so we are going to take the over 7. We're going to take a little alternate line. I think it's not going to matter. I think both of these teams score 4 runs. Just kind of how I feel about it, watching both of these pitchers throw, and see how deep they ride their pitchers into the ball game. That's kind of another variable out there, but I do think that the Padres score a little bit better at home. I think that Hunter Brown can give up a couple long balls. I think Michael King can get beat around a little bit. The Astros need to win this game. So give me the Padres Astros over 7. A lot of you guys are probably thinking, wow, that's kind of a weird number that's set at 7, and it's kind of a contrarian play, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, but that's just kind of where my numbers led me to, okay? And then the Yankees and Mariners, Brian Wu, phenomenal, the surgeon of the MLB, in my opinion. The Mariners have been pitching good collectively as a staff, and then you get them at home, so it is my system play. That's kind of where we're going to look into it from a different kind of market, because Luis Hill has been pitching well for himself, on the other side of this argument. So instead of taking on the 7.5 at minus 129 on, I think that's Prize Picks. I don't really use that. It's kind of a hard number to find. If you do find a 7.5, fantastic. But I think there's more value taking the under 4 for the first 5 innings at minus 120. So that's kind of where I'm going to attack the Seattle-New York Yankees ball game here, 9:40 first pitch out there at T-Mobile Park. So that'll wrap it up. Those are my 5 best bets. You're going to have to excuse my commentary for today. I got to be honest with you guys. It's probably about a C. Really disappointed with what happened yesterday within the end of the Monday Night Football game. But I digress. We live to bet another day, and this is kind of my other laptop, so I don't have the full breakdown of the picks. So hopefully you guys were all listening along. If not, we'll be over in the Discord. Thank you guys for all tuning in over there. But I will tell you guys, here is the rundown. Arizona over 11, Baltimore plus 102 on the money line, the Dodgers over 9, Houston over 7, and Seattle, New York Yankees. The first 5 innings, we're going to go under 4 in that market at minus 120. So that'll wrap up my best bets. Thank you all for watching. Good luck with your picks. Make sure you subscribe down below, and please give me a follow on Discord and on X as well. And I thank you guys. Good luck with your picks. Cheers.